How to use Grok AI image generator. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In today's tutorial, I'm going to walk you through, step by step, how to get started with Grok AI's very own image generator. Now, most of us have heard about the buzz surrounding Grok 4. It's been making headlines for its advanced capabilities and lightning-fast reasoning skills. But here's the thing. A lot of the creative tools and features people are excited about aren't exclusive to the latest version. Grok 3 already comes packed with powerful options, including the ability to generate stunning images on demand. So even if you're not using the absolute newest model, you can still unlock a huge range of creative possibilities. If you've been curious about Grok but weren't sure where to begin, or if you've only been using it for text-based tasks and want to explore its artistic side, you're in the right place. This video will guide you through everything you need to know to start experimenting with Grok's image generation features. So let's dive right in. The very first step is to head over to grok.com. Once you're there, take a look at the top right corner of the homepage. You'll see the Sign Up button. Go ahead and click on it. From here, you'll be prompted to choose your preferred sign-up method. Grok gives you a few different options. Sign up with X, formerly Twitter, for quick integration with your existing social account. Sign up with Apple if you want to keep things tied to your Apple ecosystem. Sign up with Google for fast, single-click access. Or if you'd rather keep things simple and straightforward, you can sign up directly with your email address. Which one you choose really comes down to your personal preference. There's no difference in the tools you get access to. The main thing is to pick the option that's easiest for you, so we can move straight into the creative part. For my sign-up method, I'm going to go with Google, simply because it's quick, convenient, and only takes a couple of clicks. I'll select my preferred Google account here, confirm access, and just like that, I'm inside my Grok dashboard. One of the first things you'll notice is that Grok has kept its interface clean and intuitive, perfect for beginners, but still powerful enough for advanced users. Front and center, you'll see your prompt inbox. This is essentially where all the action happens. It's the space where you'll type in your requests, whether you're generating text, reasoning through a problem, or in our case, creating images. If you glance at the bottom right corner of the prompt area, you'll find a drop-down to select the Grok model you want to use. Directly beneath that, there's an option for custom instructions, where you can tweak how Grok responds to you, and a toggle to enable search, allowing Grok to pull in real-time information if needed. Over on the left-hand sidebar, there's an attachment panel. From here, you can upload a variety of files, context notes, sketches, images from your device, or even files directly from your Google Drive or OneDrive. You'll also see options for deep search and deeper search. These are designed for more intensive queries, where Grok needs to pull together and synthesize large amounts of information. For more complex logic-based reasoning, you can switch to the Think model, which takes a little longer, but produces more deliberate, step-by-step answers. That said, today we're focusing purely on image creation. To get started, click the Create Image button. This will open up a prompt line that starts with the word Draw. This is Grok's signal that you're asking for an image rather than text. From there, you can type out your full idea. For example, let's say I want something creative yet historically inspired. Draw Isaac Newton with an apple falling from his hand. Or maybe a more classic twist. Draw Isaac Newton with an apple falling on his head. Once your prompt is ready, hit enter and let Grok work its magic. At this stage, Grok is going to generate two variations of the image based on the prompt I just entered. The best part? This feature is completely free. You don't need a premium Grok subscription to access the basic image generation tools. After just a short wait, the results appear. Two distinct images inspired by my request. Whenever you create an image in Grok, you can simply click on your preferred version, and in the top right corner, you'll see an option to download image. One click, and it's saved directly to your device. Now, Grok doesn't stop at basic creation. You also have the ability to edit and customize your images. Directly below the image preview, you'll find controls for style, background, and subject. Let's walk through an example. Suppose I'm happy with the image itself, but I'd like to change the background so it feels more vibrant and exotic. I'll click on the background option. And in the Edit field, I can either type a custom description or pick from Grok's preset backgrounds. I'll go ahead and select Tropical Paradise. As soon as I confirm, Grok takes my chosen image, applies my new background guidance, and regenerates the image with the requested changes. Up in the top right corner, you'll notice additional tools. Regenerate. Ask Grok to make fresh versions based on the same prompt. Download. Save your current version. Compare. See the before and after versions side by side. If I click Compare and hold down the preview toggle, I can temporarily view the original image. Releasing the press switches me back to the edited version. This makes it easy to decide whether your changes improve the result or if you'd like to try again. You can repeat this process to apply different styles or edits until you get exactly what you're envisioning. Grok also supports image-based prompts, meaning you can attach a reference image for it to work from. To do that, I'll click on Upload File, select an image from my device, and then write a prompt to guide the edit. For example, I've uploaded a portrait of a woman and my prompt is, draw this woman holding a lipstick. Grok now analyzes both my attached image and the text prompt to produce a new result that blends the two sources. After processing, I can see the original reference and the generated image side by side, making it easy to compare and refine until it matches my vision. In this case, my original reference image was of a woman holding a makeup palette. My prompt asked Grok to transform it into an image of the same woman holding a lipstick. When the results came in, I noticed something interesting. On the first recreation, Grok didn't quite manage to replace the palette with a lipstick at all. However, the second version did include the lipstick, although the finger placement looked slightly unnatural. That's a good example of why it sometimes takes a few refinement passes to get exactly what you want. Now, let's take things a step further and explore how we can apply more creative edits to our images. Suppose I'm mostly happy with a photo, but I want to make subtle changes, like adjusting colors, adding accessories, or altering the setting. For this example, I'll upload an image that I already like, but I feel the lipstick color is a bit too dark for my taste. When working in Grok's editing tools, you'll see three main categories to choose from. Subject editing, modify the main subject, such as adding accessories, changing clothing, or adjusting features. Background editing, replace or enhance the setting without affecting the main subject. Creative, freestyle edits where you can make more imaginative or experimental changes. Since I want to experiment, I'll start with subject editing. For example, I could add a stylish hat to the woman, or give the background a golden glow for a warm, cinematic effect. To make it even more eye-catching, I could replace the plain background with something surreal, like a cosmic void filled with distant stars. Once I enter my changes, Grok processes the request and applies the edits directly to the uploaded image. After a short wait, the new version appears, and I can inspect whether it captured the look I was going for, or if I need to make further adjustments before finalizing. One of the things I really like about Grok's image editor is how personalized and flexible it feels. You're not just stuck with a handful of preset filters. You get a fully customizable workspace where you can make very specific changes to your images with just a few clicks. In this example, my image was in the middle of processing, and soon enough, Grok generated two alternate versions based on my original photo. Let's say I start with a portrait of a woman holding makeup, but I decide I want a softer, more natural look for the lipstick. I choose a nude pink shade and let Grok work its magic. My main goal is for it to accurately detect the lips and change their color, without accidentally altering the makeup palette she's holding in her hands. After a short wait, the results come in, and I have to say they're impressive. Both variations are beautiful, but they each have a slightly different feel. One has a more polished, retouched look, almost like a magazine cover. The other feels raw and natural, like it was captured in ambient light without post-processing. Small changes like this might seem simple, but they can make a huge difference if you're preparing content for products, portfolios, or branding. Now let's try something else. Suppose I want to swap her small stud earrings for a pair of elegant gold hoops. All I have to do is enter Add Gold Earrings in the Subject Edit field, and Grok reprocesses the image. Within seconds, the studs are gone, replaced by stylish gold designs that look completely natural on the model. At this point, I could export the image for use in my project, or continue experimenting with more edits. That's the beauty of Grok. It's just as good at tiny touch-ups as it is at big, imaginative overhauls. With that done, let's shift gears and try creating brand new images from scratch inside Grok. Remember, this platform isn't just for editing. It can also pull up live news updates, or, as we'll explore next, help you generate completely fresh images using AI prompts. Another feature that makes Grok stand out is its persona system. Instead of always talking to the same default AI tone, you can choose from a variety of personalities, each tailored for different types of interactions. For example, therapist, a calm, empathetic voice for emotional support. Doc, medical-style responses for health-related questions. Homework helper, a study-focused assistant for tackling assignments. Loyal friend, a warm, encouraging companion. Unhinged comedian, lighthearted and unpredictable humor. Companion, general conversation in a friendly tone. These personas are perfect if you want to just chat with the AI instead of only using it for productivity or content creation. But for now, I'm going to stick with my creative side and jump back into image generation, this time with something truly unique. My prompt is, draw a hyperrealistic woman wearing a luxurious emerald green dress, standing on a rooftop with glowing city lights in the background. I'm specifically aiming for hyperrealism, so I'm curious to see how accurately Grok captures the details. After processing, the results are stunning. The AI followed my instructions almost exactly. The woman's emerald dress is richly textured and eye-catching. She's positioned right on a rooftop edge, with the urban skyline behind her. The city lights glimmer in the background, adding depth and atmosphere. Both image variations look fantastic, but they each have subtle differences in lighting and mood. From here, I can enhance them even further. Maybe add a glowing necklace, transform the whole scene into an oil painting, or place her in front of a cosmic nebula for a surreal twist. Now, you might be thinking, with all of these advanced features, Grok must cost a fortune, right? Surprisingly, it's actually quite affordable, especially compared to many other AI tools on the market. In fact, Grok's pricing is one of its biggest advantages. If you want to unlock Super Grok, you can get started for just $30 per month. This tier gives you enhanced access to Grok 4, along with full access to Grok 3. Context memory with a massive capacity of over 128,000 tokens, so Grok can remember far more of your previous interactions. Voice with vision support, allowing multimodal interactions. All the capabilities included in the basic plan, plus more. There's also Grok Heavy, which is perfect for power users. It offers exclusive previews of Grok 4 Heavy, extended high-priority access to Grok's most powerful models, early access to upcoming features before they're released to the public. But here's the best part. Even the free version of Grok is surprisingly capable. You still get unlimited context memory for ongoing conversations, access to the Aurora image model for generating and editing visuals, built-in project and task management tools, so you can organize your AI conversations, creative assets, and data without switching to a separate app. So whether you're just experimenting with AI for fun, or you're looking for a serious creative and productivity partner, Grok has a plan to fit your needs and your budget. I hope you found this guide helpful, and that you now feel confident getting started with image creation on Grok. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more AI tutorials. And if you have any questions or suggestions, drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.